everybody, Punisher88 here, coming at you once again with another weekend review. And today I'm reviewing Vampirella issue 100. So, to those of you who watch my reviews, you guys know that I like to start with the cover first, so let's check it out. Now, right off the bat, yes, I love this cover. Why? That's easy. Because it's gorgeous, that's why. Now, what do I love about this cover? That's also easy. Everything. I mean, I love the feeling this cover gives off. And no, I'm not trying to sound dirty or perverted when I say that, because there is a gorgeous woman on this cover. No, what I mean is, when I look at this cover, I feel it gives off this feeling of whoever looks at this cover is going to go, damn, that's a beautiful comic book cover. I also love the coloring on this cover, and I don't know if my camera is picking it up too well, but the overall coloring of this cover is this very light, beigey yellowish color, so it gives it that old, faded, vintage look, and I think that's awesome. And then, of course, there's the artwork. Oh, the artwork. I love this vintage bombshell art. I mean, whether it be pin-up work or this airplane nose art stuff, I love all of it. And this is just simply gorgeous stuff. So, from the cover alone, do I think this book's batting 1,000? I think you guys know the answer to that one. Yeah, I do. But that's just the cover. Now it's time to get down to what I like to call the nitty-gritty. But before we do, I just want to take the time to mention to any new viewers out there, or any new subscribers to my channel, that if at any time during this review, or any of my past reviews, you guys notice that I look up and down at the camera quite a bit, or it sounds like I'm reading to you guys, the reason for that is I keep my notes in front of me. Why? Well, there's a couple reasons. The first one being, with the notes, I find it helps the review flow a lot smoother. Second, with the notes in front of me, let's say I'm reading part of the review and I get stuck. I can backtrack and then keep going. And third, well, basically when it comes to memorizing text, it has never been one of my strong suits. So therefore, the notes are actually a help aid. So if you guys are cool with that, awesome. We'll get through this review and we'll be on our merry way. Sound cool? Alright, so what do you say we get started? Well, actually, first, I'm going to grab myself a brew. This is one I started on already. Oh, yeah. There's nothing like a nice cold Molson Canadian. Alright, so, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I got a very warm and fuzzy feeling inside, and I'm not trying to sound perverted when I say that, when I read Vampirella's 100th issue. I mean, 5 stories about a very curvaceous monster acting nothing like a monster at all. And there's something about a vampire not sucking human blood that really gives me hope for the monster world. Vampirella has made it her duty to protect the humankind she lives with. And the 5 stories in this issue really gave us different examples of her doing just that. The first story in this book is titled The World That Rained Red, and that is such an awesome title. It's so metal. But anyway, it explains that humans are the last source of life, blood, in Draculon, which is where Vampirella is from. Aliens shoot human-containing pods down to the surface, but Vampirella decides that creating more hungry vampires is not the best idea for Draculon. Of the 3 humans shot down, 2 are killed, and Vampirella saves a young boy, and it's a very tense and suspenseful atmosphere when a young human boy cries to a vampire as it lunges at him, fangs out, ready to suck his blood till he is bone dry. It's pretty intense stuff. And then, after all that happens, we find out Vampirella was just sleeping. It was just a nightmare. What a twist. Then, in the second story titled The Vodnik, It's basically story time for Vampirella, as she asks a creature by the name of Lubos to tell her some of his experiences. So, he tells her 3 short stories. One about the people living under the Division Street Bridge, 2, how he came to Chicago, and the 3rd story about how he watched the bridge being built, which is now being torn down. This is a short and sweet story, but entertaining nonetheless. I thought it was great. And for those of you who actually go out and look for this book and you read this story, I really think your heart's going to go out to the little green fella under the bridge. Because all in all he wants is just some tobacco. That's all he asks for. So cute. The 3rd story, and my personal favorite of the 5, is called A Closer Walk with Thee. So basically, Vampirella wakes up a cemetery caretaker to let her inside. And he's grumpy at first, but then again, so would I, being woken up at around 2 in the morning. And so he lets her in, and she talks to some dead folk. No big deal. And it's talking to these dead folk that she learns how they all died. They were all murdered, and they were all murdered by the same person. And one of them was killed by being pushed down her steps into her cellar. One was killed by choking on ice cream after having their tonsils removed. The other one had a beehive dropped on her, and she died from 38 different bee stings because she was allergic. A couple was killed in their bed by basically just being chopped up with a meat cleaver. All this stuff, and it was all by the same guy. And then after Vampirella finds out how everyone died, the killer actually shows up in the cemetery. They don't say how, but after seeing what happens to him, you don't really care how he showed up. And basically, once the ghosts point him out, they're all circling him, and they're all like, murderer, murderer, murderer. And he's all like, no, it's not true, and everything. And then Vampirella dishes out her own form of justice and whatnot. And basically, as all this is going on, we get the caretaker who let her into the cemetery, the caretaker who let Vampirella in. We see him walk by everyone, so casually, and he starts digging a grave. And towards the end of the story, this murderer, he falls into the grave. And basically, I'd have to say he deserved what came to him because of what he did. And yeah, he falls into the grave, and then you see all these spirits going after him and everything. It's great. And this is probably the creepiest of the 5 stories in this book, but it's also the one that gave me that warm and fuzzy feeling, just because seeing these spirits get justice on this scumbag. So I thought it was great. In the next story, titled Kovac the Nightwalker, it deals with those fedora-wearing investigative journalist types. Writer Cal Kovac is working on a story about Vampirella, but his editor, appropriately named Polly, isn't having it. And Kovac keeps getting stuck in these paranormal situations, and he ends up talking to the FBI about it. And the feds basically tell him she's trying to protect him, but he's all skeptical and whatnot, and basically he keeps having the same thing going on in his head, where he keeps going, a vampire who protects humans? Nah. And then finally, the final story of this book is titled A Cry in the Jungle. And it follows Danilo and Rosa after they have a date, and when Rosa hears crying coming from the jungle. They find a baby. Oh, the humanity. But it gets worse. Next to the baby, they find a body of a dead man. Again, oh, the humanity. Then all of a sudden something attacks them from the trees and Vampirella saves the day. Rosa wants to take the baby with her, but Vampirella informs her that it's not human. It's actually a Tianak, which is a vampire subspecies. So later on, we actually find out that Rosa was bitten, but her and Danilo, they leave to carry on their lives and start a family and be in love forever and ever, amen. And while Vampirella and some village people stay behind to kill off the rest of the Tianaks. And then after that, Vampirella states that she doesn't know where they came from. So there's the mystery. So can you guys take a guess where they're from? I can't. I guess you gotta read the issue to really take a guess. Anyway, so 5 different writers and 5 different artists come together to create this masterpiece of eclectic stories. The artwork is just fantastic, hands down. I loved every bit of it. And just creepy enough that you'll enjoy it, but not too creepy that it'll keep you up at night with a flashlight clenched between your palms. Though a horror book, Vampirella has minimal gore, so all ya weak-stomach horror lovers out there can read this and not have to worry about anything. I wouldn't mind more, but they like to stay classy, just like Vampirella is. So, if you like horror, comics, good stories, amazing art, or any combination of the 4, pick up Vampirella 100. And if you can, try to read it at night. But of course, give yourself some ample light. We don't want you frying out your eyeballs. Because I've come to find that horror comics are the most fun when the ghosts and ghoulies can actually get you. So there you go, folks. There's your weekend comic review. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, give her a thumbs up. If not, give her a thumbs down. And if you enjoy reviews like this one, take a look around my channel, because I got plenty of them. And if you enjoy comic reviews like this, I do a new one every Thursday and Saturday. And Thursday is a current comic, and Saturday is one of either a back issue book, a hot topic book, or something that just really catches my eye. Also, if you're into unboxings, well, you guys know that I'm a member of the Marvel Collector Corps, and usually I do a new unboxing every 2 months, but you guys know about the BS that happens, so fingers still crossed for February on getting my hands on that 100% Deadpool box. I'm hoping. And then also, if you guys are into backstories on lame comic book characters, whether it be superheroes or supervillains, well, every Wednesday I choose a new character at random, and I give you guys the dirt on them. Basically, when they made their first appearance, who created them, yada yada yada. And if you guys would love to give me some suggestions on characters you would like to see, be my guest. Don't be shy. I'd love to hear from you guys. And who knows, maybe if, maybe if I get enough suggestions, maybe you'll see one of yours pop up on a Wednesday. So, who knows? And then also, if you're into reaction type videos, well, I have my Thoughts and Stuff series where I choose a Netflix-based superhero TV show. So in this case, we're doing Jessica Jones right now. That sounds really wrong, but anyway. And I watch 1 episode a week, and then after I watch the episode, I let you guys know what I thought about it. I go scene by scene, and if I come across any Easter eggs while watching the episode, I let you know about those as well. And if you guys would like to get a better idea for my Thoughts and Stuff series, well, I urge you guys to check out the playlist I put together for when I did my Thoughts and Stuff on Season 1 of Daredevil. And then if you like what you see there, then you can check out the first 6 episodes of my Thoughts and Stuff for Jessica Jones. Sound cool? And then, if you love everything that I just told you, great. And also, while looking around my channel, make sure to comment on any video you like, because I love reading viewer comments. And also, like or dislike any video. Yes, I did say dislike, because let's face it, no one's perfect, right? And then when all is said and done, before leaving, make sure to click that subscribe button. Alrighty, so that's it for now, but stick around because I do actually have a What's What with Punisher 88 this week. So that's coming up right after this video. Alrighty, so till then, this is Punisher 88 signing off. See ya!